Well, today is the day, Valentine's Day. Men, I'm hoping you're seeing this early enough because this is your reminder. Don't forget. I know it's a Hallmark conspiracy. It doesn't matter. Again, I've not been a real big fan of what seems, again to me, more of a Hallmark creation. In fact, I did tell my wife Julie early on in our marriage that I can buy the same chocolates for half price on tomorrow, February 15th. And she quickly responded that she's worth full price. And I said, yes, you are, absolutely. Well, reality TV is more of a recent genre in programming. It used to be just cops, but then others came, Fast and Furious, right? From Real World to Survivor, from The Bachelor to Joe Millionaire. Now, I wouldn't say that reality TV offers good examples of reality love, but these shows are supposed to be defining for us what love is really about. Now, those of us who are Christ followers, we look at our definition of love in a completely different manner. In fact, 1 John 4:8 says it this way, but anyone who does not love does not know God, for God is love. So yes, we love, and we love because God loves us. And I've really been reflecting this last week on love in relationships. We were in Washington, D.C. this past week, a lot of history in that city. It's fascinating to think about some of those monuments and the stories that have been around for a long, long time. But the number that really resonated with me on that trip was 72. 72 years. Julie's uncle Arnie lives in D.C. He served our country as a chaplain in the Air Force. Eventually, he became the chief of chaplains for the United States. He officiated our wedding nearly 37 years ago. He's now 95 years old. His wife, Dorothy, Eldon's sister, passed away March 2019. She's buried in Arlington National Cemetery. We've been there several times before, and it's a very moving experience. But because family is buried there, we were given a private escort now to go to her gravesite. We spent some time there, just thanking God for her and her faith and her legacy. We also called Julie's uncle Arnie to see if he might be up for a visit. He seemed to be excited about that. We got there, he had some cookies, crackers nicely arranged, and some coffee cups. Neither of us drink any coffee, so yes, I know that's weird. So Arnie, he went back to the kitchen. He wanted to be a great host, and he brought out some Ensure drinks, chocolate. He's such a gracious man. And we spent some time catching up, and then he talked about he and Dorothy. He talked about their marriage for 72 years. I don't know about you, but I don't know personally anybody who's been married that long. He talked about how they met in the church. He talked about their courtship and 72 years of marriage. And again, it wasn't always easy. They both grew up in the Depression, in World War II. And Arnie's life was especially not very easy. But then he and Dorothy, they met, they fell in love, and they married. And again, what an adventure they had. But again, can I just say, it wasn't always easy. They moved around. They had to be separate at times as he served at different bases and even different countries. But they loved. They loved God, they loved each other, and they served. As we continue to talk, there's no doubt that he still misses her terribly. His eyes misting on several occasions as he recounted their love. Which brings me back to today, thinking about 72 years of a relationship on Valentine's Day. No doubt love is important, and yet sometimes we cheapen it so much in our culture to just a sentimentality. And that pales in comparison to this love of 72 years, and certainly pales in comparison to God's love. I know we've had some hard years, and the toll it's taken on relationships, I get it, it's real. And yet I can't help but think of Arnie and Dorothy Porter, together for 72 years, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. 72 years. My friends, let's continue to, on this day especially, to think that we're going to commit ourselves to grow in our love, in our relationships, no matter what comes our way. Remember Paul's words, 3 things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And oh, by the way, the greatest of these is love. So this week, would you spend some time focusing on God, who is love, and make sure that you and I, that we love like he loves. This is the reality that we need to focus on. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.